So, hey folks. Welcome to the stream. I was in Michigan this weekend, visiting none other than Taters. Very good time. But now I'm home, and I'm, I spent all that time doing stuff and traveling and being in another space over the weekend. And now that I'm home, I find that I'm very restless. I don't know if that ever happens to anybody else after travel, but I'm finding myself to be very restless today. So I thought I would stream. I beat Resident Evil 0, which was fun. I got it in my head. I'm lowering music a little bit. I got it in my head that I wanted to play all the Resident Evil games in chronological order, starting with 0, because that is in the timeline of Resident Evil. That is the very first one. So I'm doing this new thing on Infinite Backlog where I'm trying to integrate like my game collection spreadsheet with my price charting profile to like track value of my collection, stuff like that. And then Taters had the beautiful idea of hopping on Infinite Backlog and using that to help track my progress in completing and beating games and stuff. And then I realized, hey, I haven't written stuff in a while. And in Infinite Backlog, you can write reviews. I saw Mike Minotti doing this on his streams over the weekend. I was like, hey, it'd be cool to like write a review, and it might be fun to do it live even. So we're gonna watch some Nintendo promo VHS tapes. I thought I'd start today's stream by writing a review for Resident Evil 0. I don't know. Maybe. Let's go over here. Hey, look, we're over here now. Alright, Pokemon music can go away. I have been thinking about how, because if I'm going to write a review and they're all going to be, you know, presumably on my Infinite Backlog profile, I would like them to have, here we go. I'd like them to have a format that they follow that I can like stick to, and that will help me write it, sort of like an outline, and then I think makes it nice. The consistency makes it nice if anyone were to look at my profile and the reviews on there. So here we go. Here's Resident Evil 0. I've already marked it as beaten. You can go in and do rating stuff here, but I'm gonna write an honest to goodness actual review. And the thing that I really like about Infinite Backlog is they have an 800 character limit. Yeah, minimum length of 800 characters. And I like that. I like that they have what feels like a somewhat significant character limit. So it discourages, you know, like, I mean, I guess someone could just put a bunch of letters and shit in there. Or like ML prompt their way through to a review, but like to what end, right? Like if you have these barriers to entry set up, it's less likely to have bad actors come in and attempt to fuck with the system, I think. So yeah, I've been thinking about what the format of it should be, and I think it should follow the rating system down here. Like, these should be our paragraph headers, basically. That we should write a paragraph about each one of them and then score them on their star scale, and then provide an overall summary at the end. And if we want, I don't know if it's more useful to put the summary at the beginning, and then, so it's like the TLDR at the top, and then the full, I don't know. Let's start off. The visuals of Resident Evil 0. Given the games in the franchise that preceded this, RE0, I know I want to stray away from I think or blah blah blah. Just make it authoritative. Given the games in the franchise that preceded RE0, the game mitigates some of the low light / darkness issues of the RE1 remake in favor of slightly grainier and more washed out colors. I mean, that's just something I remember about the RE1 remake, is that it gets very dark. In this game, I didn't feel like that was a hindrance at any point in time. So it mitigates some of the low light darkness issues of the RE1 remake. I would say, but what replaces those issues with a palette of slightly grainier and more washed out colors. This, how do I feel about that? This improves playability and simplifies some of the more esoteric interactables and simplifies the process of identifying some of the more esoteric interactable elements. It does, however, lose some of the tension created by the lack of light. I think that's fine. Pre-rendered backgrounds are varied and the inclusion of many dynamic lighting elements brings the scenes to life. The game looks great. Oh, I guess I should talk about the character models. The 3D character models are rendered with high fidelity. And the creatures you encounter are employ animations, I should say, and some of the insectoid creatures you encounter employ animations that leave the player's skin crawling. I think that's fine. I think it looks nice. The grainy washed out colors were a bit of a bummer, so I'm gonna give it a 3.5 stars. Gameplay. Tank controls, a series staple, return, with the inclusion of a much needed quick turn. Um, an increased number of fixed camera angles ensures a more comprehensive coverage of many areas, alleviating some of the frustrations of the RE1 remake. Fortunately, severely limited, severely inventory system. Unfortunately, a severely limited inventory system, and I don't know what's a good word. There are a lot of items, so there's not a lot of space, and there are a ton of items. And wealth of weapons and items. Weapons, items, and consumables. Key items. There we go. I don't leave items on the ground is stupid. Yes. Yes. I'm about to get there. So, a severely limited inventory system and wealth of weapons, key items, and consumables leads to a dramatically increased playtime. Leads to much of the experience being wasted. Much of the player's time being wasted running items back and forth and dropping them on the floor when overburdened. Thankfully, the game tracks all items on the map screen with labels. With this solution feels like a band-aid. I'll say, but this feels like a band-aid rather than a true solution. Tank controls a serious staple of turn. The inclusion of a much-needed quick turn, an increased number of fixed camera angles ensures a more comprehensive coverage of many areas, alleviating some of the frustrations of the RE1 remake. Unfortunately, a severely limited inventory system and wealth of weapons, key items, and consumables leads to much of the player's time being wasted running items back and forth and dropping them on the floor when overburdened. That's a long sentence. Thankfully, the game tracks all items on the map screen with labels, but this feels like a band-aid rather than a true solution. Feels like a band-aid. I like that. Over a self-inflicted wound. I could make some... Feels like a green herb over a danger health state. I'm not going to do that. That's not my style. Game trucks, items. Okay. Swapping control between Rebecca and Billy. Is swift as long as they remain in the same room together. However, much of the game forces the duo to split up to solve various puzzles and encounters. When this happens, the game loads between every swap, leading to a jittery and stilted pacing. Coupled with the inventory issues. Oh, this additional time can lead to frustration on the part of the player. Does that all make sense? Swapping control between Rebecca and Billy is swift as long as they remain in the same room together. However, much of the game forces the duo to split up to solve various puzzles and encounters. When this happens, the game loads between every swap, leading to a jittery and stilted pacing. Coupled with the inventory issues, this additional time can lead to frustration on the part of the player. Much of RE0's gameplay systems are cumbersome and only serve to get in the way of the narrative and player experience. Gameplay. 2 stars. Story. The pre-rendered cutscene sequences. Scroll down a bit just to see better. The pre-rendered cutscene sequences are a marked improvement over those few in the RE1 remake. And the reason I'm comparing it to the RE1 remake is that's what came prior to this, so it's the most direct comparison. Thinking about it in a really trying to think of this in its place in time is what I'm trying to do with these reviews. The pre-rendered cutscene sequences are a marked improvement over those few in the RE1 remake. However, stilted... Did I say stilted? Jittery and stilted pacing. Jittery and inconsistent pacing. I want to use stilted here. Stilted English voice acting and direction. Distract from the otherwise entertaining sequences. Already said sequences. Story. The pre-rendered cutscene sequences are a marked improvement over those few in the RE1 remake. However, stilted English voice acting and direction distract from the otherwise entertaining story. Thankfully, the game leads the player on a varied journey through many different kinds of spaces. Which gives the impression of, I'm trying to say, like, has a good sense of movement and momentum. There we go. Thankfully, the game leads the player on a varied journey through many different kinds of spaces, which gives the story a sense of momentum. That's not a great sentence, but I don't care that much about it. Getting to see the early or the events just prior to the start of the franchise. Getting to see the events just prior to the start of the franchise is a worthwhile I would say, despite despite some misgivings, getting to see the events just prior to the start of the franchise is a worthwhile experience for fans like me. Story, 3.5 stars. It was campy, fun, and it had like a direct, at the end it had a direct lead in to the first game, which I like. Made it feel worthwhile. But yeah, the voice acting was really bad. Audio? Musical score is largely forgettable tone pieces that fail to engender the same sense of dread as the first Resident Evil. However, weapon sounds are punchy and loud in confined spaces, and the various squelches, footfalls and moans of the humanoid and insectoid foes help to round out the experience. And directional audio for the enemies helps greatly when heard from off screen. Yeah. Audio, I think it's like a 4. I think the enemy sounds and stuff and like moving through the area, I think that kind of saves it. I couldn't tell you a single musical track from the game or what that sounded like. But a lot of like the little skittering sounds of the insectoid enemies, the squelching of the leeches and other enemies, the moaning of the zombies and stuff, all that is pretty memorable. Thought it was good. Playability. what do they say for playability? Focuses on how accessible and user-friendly the game is. A high score indicates smooth navigation, intuitive controls, and a technically sound experience with little to no bugs. Well, there aren't any bugs. I touch on some of this in the gameplay section, but that's okay. I don't know that there's enough of this section that differentiates it from gameplay for me. I feel like they kind of flow together. I don't think the game is super playable. I think I'm going to repeat the gameplay score for playability. I think it was not a very fun experience. Overall. Resident Evil 0 attempts to recapture and expand upon the magic of the franchise's beginnings. Franchise's lauded beginnings. Sure. Resident Evil 0 attempts to recapture and expand upon the magic of the franchise's lauded beginnings. While it does add context to the events of the first game, it stumbles over itself it stumbles over itself due to a lack of meaningful and thoughtful innovation. The having two playable characters doesn't often result in interesting and mechanically interesting situations, and instead leads to frustration and lengthy resource micromanagement. Resident Evil 0 attempts to recapture and expand upon the magic of the franchise's lauded beginnings. While it does add context to the events of the first game, it stumbles over itself due to a lack of meaningful and thoughtful innovation. Having two playable characters doesn't often result in mechanically interesting situations, and instead leads to frustration and lengthy resource micromanagement. Thankfully, have I said thankfully yet? No. Thankfully, the pre-rendered background design, area variety, while it may not be the first game in the chronology, it's not the first game released in the series, despite in some areas feeling as such. Yeah. I mean, look, they were experimenting with some stuff, and I don't think it worked out all that well. The pre-rendered background design, area variety, and sound design come together in a feast for the eyes and ears. Carrying on the standards of the RE1 remake. It's not perfect, but whatever. Thankfully, the pre-rendered background design, area variety, and sound design come together in a feast for the eyes and ears, carrying on the standards of the RE1 remake. RE0 never hits the highs of the original, but is a narratively fun ride with many frustrations along the way and roadblocks along the way. I think it's like 3.5 stars. Maybe 3. I think it's 3 stars. Does that make sense? Visuals, 3.5 stars. Like the areas look nice. There's dynamic lighting. There's good area variety. The creature designs are all really impressive. I think some of the cutscene work is pretty good. It is a little grittier and a little more washed out than the RE1 remake. So it struggles to like actually build tension, I think, because of that. Along with some of the issues with the audio design. Audio design should be 3.5. Gameplay is rough. It's really rough. It's like twice as long as it should be because of all the inventory resource management. Story's fun. I like that it ties in directly to the beginning of the events of the first one. It does things that a prequel should do. Provides additional context for some of the events. Kind of rounds out that experience in my mind a little bit more. I think the voice acting is really, really horrendous. And like the actual character dialogue is pretty bad. And maybe that's more of a translation issue. But what it does as a story, I do like. But there are a lot of caveats with that. Audio design I thought was pretty solid, while the music isn't great. You know, again, all of those, the cues from the environment, the sound of the guns, how punchy they are. They all sound very unique and different. There's a lot of good menu noises. If it had a really good score, I would give the audio like 4.5, but it doesn't. So 3.5 makes sense. Playability, again, I don't know that that category necessarily differentiates itself enough from gameplay, so I'll just put them together in this case. I think 3 stars makes sense. Yeah, the blown out voice lines. Yeah, like some of Rebecca's lines, the mic is just totally blown out. Yeah. I think I'm good with that. What do we call it? A prequel. Stuck in the shadow of its predecessor. A prequel stuck in the shadow of its predecessor. I think that is fine. I don't think there are any spoilers or mature content. I think that's fine. The good audio design. Pre-rendered backgrounds. CG cutscenes. Environment variety. Bad. Cumbersome inventory mechanics. Trying to think of the right word. When something fully realized. Unrealized potential of 2 main characters. I just don't feel like they actually capitalized on that in enough situations. Poor quality English VO. Lack of a good musical score. I don't know. Some of these I should do camel case. If I'm doing it on all the other ones. What else do we say? Washed out visuals hinders tension. All right. I'm good. Unintuitive. Cumbersome plus unintuitive inventory mechanics. There you go. Publish. There we go. My first review. I'm happy with that. 7 visual, 4 gameplay, 7 story, 7 audio, 4 playability. 6. It's okay. It's okay. Hey. We did it. Nice job, everyone. Now we can actually do the thing that we're here to do. That took a lot longer than I thought it would. But I'm happy with what I wrote. So that's what quality, sometimes quality requires a little extra time. Did it assign that score for you? It's all based on the stars, right? So the stars, it's 5 stars, but half stars, so 10-point system. I gave it 3 stars, so it's a 6 out of 10. It is weird that they would have stars during the process of doing it, and then when you actually see it, it's numeral. That is weird. I got some notes for Infinite Backlog on UI experience. All right. How many stars is Crystal Chronicles? Look, maybe next time we can write a review for Crystal Chronicles. Hey, Chupacabra. Crazy about that high school news? Crazy, huh? Crazy. All right, let's do this. I have 3. Count them, 3 old VHS tapes that we're gonna watch today. I should do big cam. Hold on. The first of which is Nintendo 64 changed the system launch date September 29th. Brought to you by Nintendo Power. This is I believe a very short VHS. There was not a lot of tape on the reel. So this is the first one we're going to watch. I already have it loaded up. Second one we'll watch is a Diddy Kong Racing VHS tape, promo tape. A wild racing adventure for the must-have title of the year. Adventure Begins. This is like... these are all promo, like, prior to things launching and stuff. The third tape, saving potentially the best for last, is a Star Fox 64 promotional tape about the Rumble Pack. See how it feels to feel what you see. Very good ad copy. Very good ad copy. Maybe they should write reviews. So we're going to watch those 3. I tested this one, the change the system one. It's a little rough. So I believe my understanding of the provenance of these tapes is they were sent to stores, and the stores would, you know, run them or copy together many tapes into a single larger tape and run those periodically throughout the day at kiosks, or they could be cut into commercials for air. They were also used by Nintendo marketing teams to, like, educate retail employees on the products so they could explain to prospective customers on what things were. So there are any number of reasons why these things exist. I think it's the Diddy Kong Racing one was a Hot Topic one. I don't know for sure. I saw that online on the wiki when I was looking up these tapes, because yes, there is a wiki page about all these Nintendo VHS tapes. I don't know, but like, let's get into it. So this tape, it's a little rough when I was trying to play it. I also have issues with my VHS player. It's having a tape feed issue where if I try to play from the beginning of a tape, it gets fucky. So I'll have to do a little bit of jiggering around to get it to work okay. But let's go back over here. I just said jigging as if it was a word. It's not. All right, I will try to get this running. Okay. I know audio's pretty low. Let me crank it here. Okay. Let me know if you guys can hear that okay. I know, wait, again, the quality of tape is not awesome.
On September 29th, N64 is scheduled for release in North America.
Hell yeah, it is.
The system is about to change. But before it does, we decided to invite 3 of the best gamers in the country to put it to the test.
Whoa!
This is N64.
3 of the best gamers? Is Ninja here? Yo, look at him! David Checkle, aka Quickfinger. Yo, that nickname has nothing to do with gaming. Brian O'Rourke, Extended Play. Again, nickname has nothing to do with gaming. Steve Greaves, aka Game Face. Unbeatable. Yeah, this dude's like 15. Not loud and not clear.
Good evening, gentlemen. We've been
Is it loud enough? I can boost it barely more. Also, yeah, this tape is so rough because it's been played so many times and copied and stuff. Look at this little room they stuck them in.
In the next generation of video games. With 64-bit technology, you're witness to moves and graphics that no other system can match. 360-degree viewing, 3-dimensional graphic interpretations, anti-aliasing for crisp graphics, and too many other things that are just going to blow your mind.
4 boards! Z button! Z button! Oh, this tape is so rough.
Your journey begins this way, and from this way we go that way.
What? He was like doing a character.
Yo, what is this? Yo, it's kinda dark in here.
Yo.
Hey guys, how you doing? So, I understand you're here to find out about the Nintendo 64.
So, got him. Ken Lobb. Ken Lobb.
Nintendo 64.
That's the dude that the Klob is named after in Goldeneye.
Now, I could go on and on about all the technical stuff.
That's Ken Lobb. That's Klob.
As I show you the game.
Hello.
Let me jump into the game. You notice that Mario's standing in this huge field outside of a big castle. Now, if I take the control stick and I just move it a little bit, you notice that Mario starts to tiptoe. I moved a little bit farther, Mario starts kind of.
Sorry, this tape is terrible.
Crank it and he goes full out sprint. Whip it in circles. Full 360-degree control. 360. I'm gonna cruise up into this castle, because that's where most of the levels are.
Go, little man, go. What kind of skills do you have, little man?
Now that I'm inside of the castle,
Whoa, I don't like
show you
that.
some of the cool things that Mario can do.
Oh
I'm
god,
sure
it's
you've
all
seen
falling
traditional
apart.
Mario games, you know that Mario can do things like climb and jump on enemies. But now Mario's got some stunts.
Check out Mario, man, doing those backflips.
I push the Z and then push
Check
jump.
him out.
Mario does a layout double backflip. If I like run along, push Z jump, whoa, Mario jumps a mile.
Oh, look at that. Did you see him climb?
I can get Mario to do things climbing trees. I can get Mario to do things by hanging on ledges. I can do a ton of stuff with Mario.
Oh, did you see that? Yo, you see the way he went to that door? No kidding.
Yo, see the way he went to that door? He used it like a door. These like random cuts to like super close to their faces is
It
crazy.
actually allows full 360-degree control. Okay, so I'm gonna cruise along here and jump into this picture. Oops.
He missed it.
How'd you do that?
Actually, it was pretty hard. We had a bunch of R&D guys with busted heads.
Oh my god. This is
It's kinda
crazy.
cool because there's swimming levels in the game, there's snow levels, there's other stuff. This level actually involves swimming as well as kind of some traditional platform stuff. However, now it's all happening in a 3D world.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. Oh, this fucking rules. God, people were just different around cameras.
That was smooth.
There's one other cool area I'd like
Smooth.
to show you in the game before we move on to the other products. And that's Bowser.
Oh yeah. Get him, game face. It always sounded like he says, "So long, gay Bowser." I've always thought that. Which, to be clear, very uncool. Traditional platforming? The first ever platformer?
Give him a toss, man. He ain't nothing.
He ain't nothing. Give him a toss, man. Gee, I wonder where he's from.
Anyway, I think I can go on for about the next 20 hours telling you about Mario 64, but I think it's time we move on to Armand, who's going to show you Pilot Wings.
This is longer a tape than I thought it was. That was kind of a crazy transition. Hell yeah. Alright, let me see if stopping it and restarting it helps.
Mario and done a crash course in Technobabble 101.
Nope. Armand Williams.
What's really different about Pilot Wings is that you get to deal with more than just airplanes. You've got hang gliders, you've got rocket packs.
Just get
and you've
closer
got
to his face.
gyrocopters.
As close as you
Most
can.
unique flight simming game you've ever played in your life. When you're playing the game, you feel like that you're actually in the game. For example, in this hang glider level, there's going to be some rings you got to fly through. That's the first part of it. Now you got to be sure that you're making yourself steer really steady because the mountains are in close. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Now when you go through
Okay.
all the rings, make sure that you pull the joystick down to swoop your plane upward.
Swoop just like that, just like that.
When you're going in for the landing, you want to use your A
It looks
button, or commonly known as the B
beautiful.
button. Use it to slow down speed if you're going too fast. Come in for the
Sorry,
landing, and
seizure
stay
warning.
flush if you hit it.
Yo, this is unreal.
Seriously, there was not much tape on this reel. I'm super surprised at how much footage this is. I'm a little worried because there's like far more tape on these. I'm a little worried at how long these are. Oh yeah, a little close behind the back view. We're having fun. I do want to get Pilot Wings. Pilot Wings always seemed fun. I never got to play it.
When you get to the point where you think you're actually good at this game, try this. Try getting at least a silver or gold medal in all 3 events, and you're going to open your way up into some new hidden levels, like the cannonball stage.
That's
One
cool.
thing that's really cool about the cannonball is that you can use the R button to change your camera angle, and that way you get a true feeling of yourself being in a real-time 3D environment.
That's
The jungle
fun. A
hopper.
Mario Mount Rushmore.
That's one of my favorites. In this area, the object is to jump across the USA. Now, you want to use your analog joystick once again to make sure that you get the longest jump possible. You jump over this building here, and then you go
Crazy.
around the bend and try to find the best way to get to the actual goal post.
Ah, we had so much fun making this, guys.
Shadows of the Empire.
Ooh, Shadows of the Empire. Let's go. All right, this was, I think, the last, maybe the last segment. Weird. So they put Mario and Bowser on here, and then Stormtrooper from Shadows, but they didn't put any Pilot Wings on here. Henry Sturchy, Nintendo Development Coordinator. He also plays games for a living.
Cut to the chase and get right
He
to the
could be
game, which
you.
is my favorite part. One of the really unique things about Star Wars is that there are several different game types in this game, actually. You fly a snow speeder over the ice world, you're a
Hell
guy
yeah.
in a corridor in a maze type level.
Hell yeah. Taters, you beat this game. This game sucks.
Spaceship. you ride a swoop bike.
It's like 6 minutes?
Like a
Okay.
speeder bike across the land. And one of the coolest parts in the game that I really like is the
Taters,
big
I don't
walker
remember
guy.
seeing you play all these vehicle sections. I remember the on-foot stuff. I don't remember, like, all the speeder bike stuff. It's Rey in this one. Yeah, I think she's an unlockable character. Yeah. Oh, maybe you're right. Maybe I just watched towards the end when you were in that snow ice level on foot. I remember watching some of this, though, because it looked horrendous.
Actually fly around them.
The bike stuff
Wrap 'em up with a cone,
sucks.
And you can circle them just like in the movie. And then you can trip them up.
You know
Love
what?
that part.
This game crawled so Rebel Strike could run. Oh, look at that. That's a cool room with cool
Well,
dudes in it.
Real 3D, so I can look around and go anywhere I want.
Real
But I can
3D?
also aim and shoot up at enemies that are high, low. I can strafe and run and shoot in different directions.
You're out there, Henry.
I mean, honestly,
I can
though,
jump over objects.
like,
I
we
can
laugh
actually
at this,
duck and
but,
fire
like,
at some of the stormtroopers.
it was pretty
I can
fucking
use
rad.
different weapons to fight the flamethrower to kill these big ice monsters.
Ice monsters? Bro, do
Okay,
you
this is
even
flying
Star
over the
War,
Star
motherfucker?
Destroyer. And here you actually
Ice
can zoom
monsters?
in to the cockpit. In every
Come
level,
on,
there's
son.
different views. You can zoom in and out. You can watch the guy from a third-person view.
God,
or
I
you can
love it
actually
even
watch
in the
from a first-person
promo
view.
video.
Here
The
after
controls
destroy
are
with TIE
all
fighters,
over
watch
the
out for
place.
asteroids. As you can see, the explosions here are just as good as the other level. Whoa! I love that part.
Just crash zoom. It's like camera operators only knew how to crash zoom. That's the only technique they knew.
Here's the swoop bike level. See, I'm chasing this gang inside
Oh,
the
yeah.
town. See how
Dude,
fast
this
they
is
get.
just like my favorite level from Rebel
I
Strike.
can zoom out and look in a third-person view.
Whoa! Oh god, the way the camera swims. Oh!
I really like how fast this level moves. It's pretty overwhelming at first when you're inside the narrow confines of the town, but you get out later on and you actually get out onto the desert and you go over the Sarlacc
And you
pit.
can't see anything
You
'cause
have
it's
to
all
do
blown
jumps
out?
to Go through the canyon.
Insane.
Hey, at least the tape kind of cleared
Here I
up.
can go anywhere I want.
So I know
with
it's
the
not my
thing. I can,
VCR. Just that
search the
section of the
walls
tape
and
is
stuff and find
rough.
hidden items.
Snowtroopers are cool. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about
Well,
it.
that's just some of Star Wars
just look
Shadows of
cool.
the Empire.
Whoa,
The only thing
those are
cooler than a
three big games.
snowtrooper
We've only scraped the surface.
is a
There's more?
Imperial Guard. There's more? Kirby's Air Ride, bro! Look at all 5 frames a second! Cruising! I need to get myself some of these games. Whoa, what is that? Here's GoldenEye. Oh, come on. They don't even have the Klob? He was just here. Body Harvest, oh my god. Wave Race, hell yeah. Super Mario Kart R. It said Super Mario Kart R. That's interesting. Blast Core. Star Fox 64. We're going to watch a little bit of that soon. Nintendo Sports. Nintendo Sports. More than 50 games in development.
On September 29th, N64 will
Oh,
be released
man.
in limited
$200.
quantities. You know the date, you know the system, you know what to do, you don't want to wait.
Meanwhile, flash forward, the PlayStation 5 goes up in price.
Change the system.
Hell yes. Special thanks. Starfish, written by Starfish. Awesome. Nintendo at Nintendo.com. Hell yeah. That was awesome.
You still want more?
Let's go, Killer Instinct? That's fun. Y'all thought it was over, huh? You still want more? Killer Instinct Gold. I don't think that's what they ended up calling it, was it? Mario Kart R. Huh. Alright, that ruled. Rewind. Alright, chat, what did we think of that one? What did we think of that one, huh? I thought that was a lot of fun. That was bringing in three of the three best gamers. And it's just like weird username 16-year-olds. That was a lot of fun. Unfortunately, the middle of the tape there gets really rough, but that's okay. You know. That reinforced the fact that I really want to get Pilot Wings. I really want Pilot Wings. I'm always terrified pulling the VHS tape out of the thing, and like, because in my mind it's just like, I'm gonna pull it and then I'm gonna see the tape still in there, and it's just all gonna fucking, my whole world's gonna come crashing down. Kids these days will never understand the fear, the abject terror of pulling a VHS tape out of a player. All right. Let's do Diddy Kong next. This, I'm worried about the amount of tape on this one. Like, how long are these things? Okay, it's the other one that has a little insert. So this one, it has a little more tape than the last one. It doesn't give me a runtime. This is from 97. So this is a year later. The N64 had launched, but Diddy Kong Racing had not. And so this was a promotional tape promoting the launch of it. Look at that. A wild racing adventure. We have Conker in there even. The gang's all here, is what I'm trying to say. Banjo is in it. Let's see what's on this tape. Maybe.
Never before seen footage obtained from Nintendo Inside. In the Journalists Invitational Softball Tournament. This is Hot Topic. Tonight, we
Yes, this is the Hot Topic tape. Okay.
Diddy Kong's latest adventure.
Sorry, like I said, I gotta fight with these things to get them to start, but it's working.
Now, here's your host, Trent Tillman.
Hello, I'm Trent
Tillman.
The recent whereabouts of Diddy Kong have been a mystery. Until now. To
Why
get
is
the
he
story,
so
we sent
high in the
world-famous adventurer and
shot?
thrill seeker Dirk Monahan to catch up with the elusive
Dirk
chimp.
Monahan?
Now, Dirk has run with the bulls of Pamplona and braved the raging waters of the Amazon in nothing more than an inner tube. He eats danger with a spoon, wipes his chin, and asks for seconds. Dirk,
So this would
can you
just
hear
be
me?
playing, presumably,
All right.
playing in a
Now, Dirk,
on a
you were the
CRT
first
inside a
human
Hot
to
Topic
experience the Diddy Kong adventure. Is that
in
correct?
1997.
And how did you do? Oh.
It's a good bit.
I didn't think you could break that. What exactly happened?
Okay, now they're doing the bit twice.
So you were trying to pick up a balloon, but you were sideswiped by a squirrel, hit an oil slick, and smashed into the hind leg of a brontosaurus? Dirk, was Diddy a part of this? Tragic. Let's check in with our chief correspondent, Dent Chassis. Dent?
Trent,
Dent, as Dirk discovered,
Dent and
it
Trent
seems we are
and
dealing
Dirk.
with something drastically different.
That's right, Trent. We believe Dirk was involved in what's called the adventure mode. This is no place for the faint of heart. Here's what we know so far.
Diddy did this to
pits
him.
you against a number of challenges. Make your way by collecting golden balloons. These
Blame
unlock
Diddy.
doors to 4 areas.
I do.
Dino Domain, Sherbet Island, Snowflake Mountain, and Dragon Forest. Once inside, you'll explore the worlds and race the boss of each one. If successful, you'll take the Silver Coin
I've never
Challenge.
played this.
Collect all 8 coins, and you're one step closer to the ultimate
Well,
battle
no,
with
I have
Whiz
played
Pig.
this. I have played
This,
this.
Trent, is no cakewalk.
Let's go live to our rookie reporter, Frank Fontaine, with breaking news.
One
Frank?
of my neighbors in Wisconsin
Frank?
had this game.
Yes, Trent, we have just obtained this
Oh,
ultra
God,
super
hi,
secret
Frank.
press release from Nintendo. It appears
Are
that
you
Diddy
locked in a
Kong will also
bathroom?
be racing new and different vehicles in this adventure. Specifically, hovercraft. That's right, hovercraft and planes will also be available. This is racing like we've never
Specifically,
seen before,
hovercraft.
Trent. Even head-to-head and versus
That's right,
mode, players can
hovercraft.
race different combinations of vehicles. Plane versus cart, cart versus hovercraft, hovercraft versus cart, plane versus
what
plane,
does this
cart
mean?
versus cart, hovercraft versus hovercraft.
Okay,
God.
Frank. We'll be right back after these messages.
Taters just sent this in chat.
Don't miss Trent Tillman's Sunday night special report.
This fucking.
Brush
I
with
do
the
remember
monkey.
watching you play that.
What do you
sequence
remember
now.
about the incident?
I don't know. There was a dinosaur, some kind of cave. Then he hit me with a heat-seeking missile. He showed no mercy, man.
Brush with the monkey. A Hot Topic special report.
This
Sunday
is-
at 8.
Welcome back. What
This
could
is
have caused
surprisingly
this seemingly docile chick
produced.
to adopt such reckless behavior? Take the case of Sheila Weston, Diddy's sweetheart for the past 4 years. Theirs was a storybook romance
Where is
told in
Trent
the tabloids
Tillman
and talk
today?
shows. But sadly, and suddenly, it came to an end.
I was in the kitchen. I had just made a banana coconut casserole. It was his favorite. He said he was going out to look at a hovercraft.
Okay, there is
He
a
never
Trent
came back.
Tillman who is
I
the
think he felt like
president
he needed something more,
of
more
True
action,
North
more
Companies.
thrills, more horsepower.
This is not him.
I miss my monkey.
Oh boy. Frank, what's the scene out there?
Plane
Oh,
versus
this might
plane,
be him.
Hovercraft versus cart, cart versus plane, hovercraft versus heart.
A
Let's check
Nexa
in with
mortgage
Candy Krause in the Hot Topic
CEO.
XJ443 jetpack. Candy, what can you see?
Well, Trent, my gosh.
This might be
it's much
him.
higher than I thought.
This might be
We're looking
him.
at over 20 different courses here with all types of terrain.
It's really, really dangerous down there. It's quite difficult to see how anyone could survive something like this. Courses with mountains, canyons,
Looks
tunnels,
kind of like him.
volcanoes, lagoons. The list goes on. The adventure
This is
mode
exactly what I
allows you to
want
earn
playing in the
right to
background when I
race
buy
the courses
Metallica
here in
t-shirts and
attraction
chain
mode.
wallets.
Players
Don't
can
forget
race
white
against
leather
another
belts.
opponent or in actual time trials. Speaking of time, Trent, is this battery operated?
Good question, Candy. There are
We gotta get like a
others
normal
involved in
candid
Diddy's
shot of
adventure.
Trent.
Banjo the bear, Crunch the alligator, Conquer the squirrel, Timber the
It
tiger.
would make a lot of
Bumper the
sense if he
badger,
was a
Tip
mortgage
Top the
CEO.
turtle, and Pipsy the mouse. Let's get an
Pipsy?
update from Dent Chassis.
Early reports indicate an arsenal of weapons is being unleashed. Homing missiles, multi-shot missiles, oil spills, mines. In some cases, bubbles are even used. Players may collect shields to protect themselves, but we've heard that high-powered magnets like this one have already been spotted.
It seems the tensions are already running high among the
The
participants.
nose is right, the
This
brow
bag
is
of
right.
acorns was found shoved into the exhaust system of Crunch's plane. Right now, all fingers are being pointed squarely at
I
Conquer.
think this is
We'll have
Trent
more information on
Tillman.
the story as soon as we have more information on this story. Let's check back in with Frank Fontaine.
He gives mortgage CEO energy.
Okay, Frank. Hot Topic has been granted an exclusive interview with two
Am I right?
Nintendo insiders with some startling information concerning Diddy Kong Racing.
There's something else, something deeper. It's the rumble pack. It lets you actually feel the obstacles, the terrain, the other vehicles, and especially the weapons. You know, I'm over 300 pounds.
Especially the
It shook me.
We know you've got the inside tips, Daryl. That's all we want. What about the turbo?
All right. When you hit a turbo, let the boost fizzle out before you press the A button. If you press A, you'll cut off any boost you have going.
And the power-ups?
When you collect 3 balloons the same color, one right after another, you get a totally powered-up item.
Say.
And you can also use the zippers and spinning bananas to increase your speed.
Don't forget the hovercraft.
When you're heading into a sharp
That's gotta
turn,
be him.
use the R button.
Okay.
This will make the hovercraft hop. Then it's easier for you to make those turns.
Something about an overworld.
When you're exploring the overworld, there are hidden balloons.
Really?
You can find
I don't know,
them by
chat. What do
using
you
all
think?
the different
I think it
vehicles,
is him.
okay? You people are vultures. Little help?
Thanks, Daryl. But let's not forget the 4-player capability.
I need to get him when he's like not doing something crazy with
That's
his
it
eyes.
for our Diddy Kong expose. We leave you with one final thought. There is only one way to experience
know.
the adventure for yourself. Diddy Kong Racing will be on sale November 24th. Or
I'm
you
gonna
can
try
check
to
it out
undo
right now
all the
at your
changes I
participating
made, so I'm
video
gonna flash a
store or
lot of Trent
retailer.
here.
But remember, please, drive safely.
This has
There we
been
go.
Hot Topic. Here's what's coming up next.
Check out these slam bangerific N64 titles for the holidays.
Extreme G. International something. Superstar Soccer, is that what it was? Star Fox 64. God, this font is so fucking 90s. Wave Race. GoldenEye. Still no club. There it is. There's the club. Mario Kart 64. Not R. I want to look that up. NFL quarterback. I like the didgeridoo going. Shadows of the Empire. Killing the Wampas. Wayne Gretzky. Super Mario. Madden. Mischief Makers. WCW. Turok. Here we go. A real fucking video game. I don't remember the boss label above the boss health in Turok. November 24th. Crash test it now wherever you get Nintendo 64. That's fun. Crash test it now. Also good ad copy. Is there one more thing on this one? Huh. This one like kind of actually shorter. Oh god, oh god, oh god. I should stop it. All right. Well, that one was fun because of Trent. Also surprisingly overproduced. That was a good time. Mario Kart R. What was Mario Kart R? Early unreleased prototype version of Mario Kart 64. So that, okay, because I pulled up, I searched it, and I saw like a couple fan projects that were called Mario Kart R, and it makes sense why they would do that. So yeah, that's just what Mario Kart was called. That's cool. On that tape, we have the prototype name of Mario Kart 64. That's fun. All right. Let me grab that VHS. A clean eject. Love to see it. All right, we have one more tape for tonight. This is Star Fox 64 featuring the Nintendo 64 Rumble Pack. This one does have an insert. Let me go big cam. Sorry, there's that loud buzzing sound that's probably annoying people with headphones on. Here we go. The fate of the Lilat system depends on you. Subscribe now and win the battle. Subscribe to Nintendo Power. What do we got here? Here's your secret weapon. You've got a powerful ally in your corner. It's the Star Fox 64 Player's Guide. The evil Emperor Andross is threatening to take over the entire Lilat system if you don't do something about it. Don't know where to turn for help? Turn to us. You can find the Star Fox 64 Player's Guide at stores where you buy Nintendo games and also at quality newsstands everywhere. It'll help you win all the battles. Better yet, if you team up with Nintendo Power, we'll shoot the Star Fox 64 Player's Guide out to you as a bonus just for subscribing. And then, sorry though, color balance. Find it. Find it, you fuck. We also have, we can mail that in and subscribe. A full year of Nintendo Power is only $20. You save $39.45 off the newsstand if you subscribe. Call toll free 1-800-255-3700. You know what we got to do. You know, we got to call our numbers. It's not going to work, but we got to try. 1-800-255-3700.
Latest information. Please note that Nintendo customer service does not have additional information other than what's on the official Nintendo website.
Para asistencia en español, oprima el número 9.
For any Nintendo Switch 2, Nintendo Switch,
It still connects to Nintendo. Crazy. That's fun. Cool stuff. All right. Let's play this VHS tape. Switch over here.
From Nintendo
Here
Power.
we go. Oh, come on.
From Nintendo Power.
The Eagle has landed.
I we're good.
repeat, the Eagle has landed.
I'm on him.
I repeat, the Eagle has landed.
Hey, buddy. You got the time?
Sure, it's,
Hey, aren't you the...
Oh, Sega and Sony. This is crazy. They just have dudes in Sega and Sony shirts assault this guy?
What's this about?
Quiet, bit boy. We'll ask the questions around here.
Do you, have to talk into that thing?
Word on the street is you got a new Nintendo 64 game coming out.
Could you be a little more specific?
Yeah, when marketing used to be fun. You're right.
Star Fox 64. Test pilot boy.
You want to know about Star Fox 64, eh?
Yeah, and you'd better tell us all you know. Or else.
Or else what? Or else, plumber boy here gets it.
What are you guys doing with Mario?
No! Leave Mario out of this. Start talking. Okay. You've made your point. Star Fox 64 is the highly advanced combat game for the Nintendo 64. The Fox team includes Fox McCloud and his wingmen, Peppy Hare, Slippy Toad, and Falco Lombardi. The team is sent on missions to destroy
This fucking
Andros,
rules.
the mad scientist who declared war on the entire Lilat system.
This sounds
Also,
like a fun bunch.
this game is awesome.
But what do these
Too short,
guys drive?
but it's awesome.
Yeah, some beat up B-52.
Some beat up B-52. I like how Sega's like super
wish.
Canadian.
In Star Fox 64, there are 3 vehicles for missions. For air battles, you've got the R-Wing. Check this out. This vehicle comes with all the latest cool moves. You can do barrel rolls, make U-turns, it can even do somersaults. And you can lock onto your enemies before blowing them away. And for battles on land, you've got the Landmaster tank. A totally brand new vehicle that hovers and rolls over enemy obstacles. Then, for water-based fighting, you've got this submarine called
Man.
the Bloomerine.
If I saw this, I would have
This
been
baby fires
begging my
torpedoes
parents
that
for
light
an
up the dark
N64.
areas for better vision before taking out the enemy in front of you.
Here they come!
Listen to the real-time dialogue.
This game still looks fucking awesome.
Go for the 4 hatches on the underside.
Kinda makes you feel like you're part of the game, doesn't it?
Wow, this really is the coolest game out there.
I told you.
Wow,
You
this really
guys,
is the coolest game
you
out
don't know
there.
the half of it.
What? There's more?
Well, yeah. But Bob would kill me if I told you.
Well, we'll just have to get this Bob guy to tell us himself.
Pizza for Bob.
Are you, Bob?
Yeah, but, I didn't order any pizza.
So Sega is super Canadian, and Sony is like
Peter, glad you could
a
join
Brooklyn mob guy.
Bob, your test fighter pilot just spilled his guts about Star Fox 64.
Peter, you didn't tell him about the Rumble Pack, did you?
Oh, not the Rumble Pack.
Bob? You just did.
I did.
This is riveting.
Spill it.
This is good.
Boy.
Make me.
This holds up.
With pleasure. Look at your little plumber boy now.
What are you doing?
Holy shit.
That's enough. That's enough. All right.
Nintendo would never do this now.
This is the Rumble Pack. The big reason why Star Fox 64.
I love how he's
is
supposed to be
the
tied up and his
coolest
arms just
cinematic
free.
gaming experience there is. It's designed with a force feedback device that lets players feel the game.
Wait a second. You're telling me that this Rumble Pack actually lets players feel the game?
What, like you're actually in the cockpit, flying and fighting?
That's impossible.
Nuh-uh. Yeah.
Hook it up. I want to feel this myself.
The rumble pack lets you feel different degrees of vibration, like when you turbo boost or you shoot a bomb. The rumble pack feeds back a slight turbulent vibration. Whoa!
Hell yeah.
I actually felt it.
I told you. And when you get hit by enemy fire, you feel even more of a vibration.
Look at the way he's holding it.
What's even cooler is
He's
when
holding
you
it all
crash
wrong.
your vehicle, that's when you really feel the vibration. This is incredible!
I do like that the
Well, what do
Sony
you
and
say,
Sega guys are
guys?
holding the
You
controller
into
wrong.
a little multiplayer action? Let's get ready to rumble.
Gentlemen, welcome to Versus Mode! Up to 4 players at once. See that? Each player has his own quadrant on the screen, and there are 3 game modes.
This is fantastic! Now, can you play this on Sega Saturn?
Nope. Only on Nintendo 64. Well, what about PlayStation? Can you play this game on that system? Nope. Only on Nintendo 64. Oh, and did Peter tell you? Star Fox 64 is just one of the cool games we got coming out.
What? You mean there's more?
Yup. Check this out.
Yoshi's Island. Where's Quest 64? Damn it. Wow, look at that. Is that a car? I don't know what that even is. It's good music. Aero Fighter Assault. Games don't need to look better than this. You know what I mean? There's enough information on the screen. Zelda 64. That's
And
fun.
that is one killer lineup.
That's fun.
Boy, are we in big trouble.
That looked
We
like
just
an
can't beat you guys.
incomplete dungeon
Yeah?
map
Well,
from that.
as much as we'd love to stick around here and keep playing with you guys, we gotta go.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Oh, by the way, have you seen this?
What's that?
That's the Star
What's
Fox
that?
64 Player's Guide. It teaches you everything you need to know about the game.
Let me see that.
You can buy it at the store.
Oh, damn. Ice cold.
Or, if you want more gaming information, check us out on the web at starfox64.com.
Thanks for the pizza, guys.
See you later, boys.
Fucking amazing. Amazing. I am so glad I have that tape. That's incredible. That rules. Wow. Wow. That was worth doing. That was fun. We really ended with a banger there. I had no idea what was going to be on this tape. They were all very different kinds of things, right? Like, this one was like a really stereotypical, like, crash zoom, insane, bring a couple gamers in and show them the new stuff and record them being hyped about it. Very 90s cuts on that. The Diddy Kong Racing one, they did kind of like it was like a TV channel because it was going to be played in the store. So it had like a couple ad cut things and like report cut things and hosts and stuff. And then this one was just like straight up a little micro narrative marketing campaign thing. They clearly had a lot of fun filming that one. That's wild, man. That's fun. 10 out of 10 no notes. 100%. Better than Resident Evil 0. That does it for me for tonight. That's all I wanted to do. I have those 3 tapes. I like that my setup enables me to show those. That's fun. There are more that I intend on getting at some point in the future. If and when that does happen, maybe we'll do another stream and watch some other tapes. Maybe pair it with like a couple demo discs or something. Who knows? Well, hey, thanks for hanging out, folks. That was a good time. It's only Tuesday. Ugh. Well, all right. We have the rest of the work week ahead of us, so buckle up. And I hope it goes well for all of you out there. I hope you have a good time. I don't know when I'm going to stream again. Bye. Goodbye. Go away. Don't look at me.